Soy sauce, a seasoning indispensable for Japanese cuisine. When talking about this soy sauce, we must first talk about miso. This is because soy sauce was developed from miso. Miso. Miso is a fermented food made from soybeans and is a seasoning. The taste has the complexity unique to fermented seasonings. Among them, umami is strong, followed by salty and sweet. There are various types of miso, and each has a slightly different taste. Currently, the health benefits of soybeans many people in the world know. This miso is a fermented food that retains the soybean ingredients strongly. Moreover, due to the fermentation there is also data that the effect on health is increasing. This miso is a seasoning that is indispensable not only for Japanese food culture but also for Japanese health. How to make miso. 1. First, steam or boil soybeans and heat them. 2. Ground the heated soybean, increase the koji mold in a few days with a koji. Koji is a microorganism that is the base of fermented foods used in miso. This koji is a general term for several types of microorganisms, and there are different types. 3. This mixed with salt water, and packed in barrels is aged 1 year to 3 years can miso. The ingredients are simple fermented foods consisting of soybeans, salt and koji. Also, raw materials, in addition to soy, there are also those with mixed rice and wheat. Miso is currently mixed with rice as the mainstream of Japan. History of miso. In the literature it is said that jang was introduced from China around the 5th century. This jang it is read as sho in Japanese, but this kanji is important. Jang in China is refers to pasty seasonings or foods. Jang, which was introduced to Japan, is also a paste. Japanese miso was written as misho until the Middle Ages. The meaning of this kanji is before it became jang. Soybeans are a valuable source of protein. In ancient Japan it was used as a preserved food at the same time as seasonings. In other words, Japanese miso means that it is not completely fermented as a seasoning. That's right. As I explained earlier, how to make miso is very simple. How to preserve food by salting meat, fish and vegetables, not just soybeans. It is common in the world from time immemorial of BC. Due to the humid climate of Japan, it was natural for it to ferment naturally. In other words, long before jang was introduced from China, there is something like miso in Japan. Even if jang is transmitted from China, it does not spread to society. It means that miso is used instead of jang. This miso is in the Middle Ages. A variety of miso was produced with different material ratios and different aging methods. In addition, it seems also as common to make miso at home. Because miso is not fully fermented, a commonplace that there remains a grain. In order to make miso soup, it was necessary to grind the resulting miso further. However, in modern times and mechanization progresses, products that are completely pasty are now on sale. So there is no need for each household to do that. Making miso at home has gradually disappeared. Cooking with miso. There are various types of miso, and there are various colors such as white, red, and black. Each region has different taste preferences. Miso soup is a typical dish that uses miso. The ingredients of orthodox miso soup are tofu and seaweed. There are no particular rules regarding the ingredients, so there are various patterns. This is miso ramen. Stew dish using miso. Miso sauce dish with added sugar, etc. There are many variations. Soy sauce. In Japan, it is called shoyu. The meaning of jang in China it means oil. However, soy sauce has almost no oil. Soy sauce until the Middle Ages it is thought that it was an expression like a thick and sticky oil. Soy sauce is a seasoning with a complex taste like miso. It is characterized by its acidity in addition to saltiness, umami, and sweetness. This acidity is due to lactic acid bacteria. In addition, soy sauce has a characteristic scent. It is said to contain more than 300 kinds of aroma components. Among them, the sweet aroma, caramel incense whets the appetite. This caramel incense similar to the scorching that occurs when baking foods such as meat. It is a Maillard reaction by fermentation for a long time. As a result, miso and soy sauce is colored in red or black. History of soy sauce. What is the original soy sauce? Made in the process of aging miso, it refers to a small amount of liquid separated from miso. This is called tamari. It was known that this was very delicious. The problem was that only small quantities could be produced. There is a theory that soy sauce was introduced from China around the 6th century. That is not correct. Obviously, when salted in a container, it is a liquid that comes out during the fermentation process. This applies not only to soybeans, but also to other foods. In a wide area of Asia, especially in Southeast Asia, Fish sauce is the mainstream. This is also a supernatant liquid produced when fish is salted and fermented. In other words, the original soy sauce tamari as it is close to the history of miso and has existed since BC. Then, when the type of miso to eat newly from China in the 13th century is transmitted, there is a theory that making soy sauce based on this is the prototype of soy sauce. This is partly correct. This miso uses several kinds of vegetables in addition to the raw material soybeans. Moisture increases. As a result, more tamari can be created. Also, when producing this locally as a result of misrepresenting the ratio of materials coincidentally, more tamari could be produced. But it's tamari. But still in small quantities it was an expensive product that can only be obtained by aristocrats. So this miso was produced only in the area where it was transmitted. After that, improvements were made in order to produce this tamari in large quantities at the end of the 17th century. The result of adopting methods for making Cite products that lead to the current soy sauce are now being produced. This is different from the conventional tamari because it involves alcoholic fermentation. I was able to mass produce it. However, it is not mechanized as it is now, so I can't say every household has soy sauce, since it has come to be used in restaurants all over Japan. Japan's own cuisine went born one after another than this. Immediately after World War II, there was a shortage of ingredients in Japan, and soy sauce production temporarily stagnated. However, now that soy sauce production has become more mechanized, in each home of Japan now be able to use the soy sauce. In addition, Japanese food is recognized around the world. Japan's soy sauce of origin has been produced all over the world. How to make soy sauce. 1. First, steam or boil soybeans and heat them. Mix the same amount of roasted wheat with this. 2. Further mixed with koji for soy sauce, and 3 to 4 days under high humidity increase the koji mold. 3. Add the same amount or more of salt solution with a salt concentration of about 16% and transfer to a barrel. The resulting semi-liquid material is mixed regularly to promote fermentation. Aged for 6 months under temperature control and 1 to 2 years at natural temperature. Because koji is a generic term for several types of microorganisms, but by the salt concentration only yeast and lactic acid bacteria that are resistant to salt play an active role. 4. Wrap the finished product in a cloth and squeeze it under pressure. This separates soy sauce and dregs. 5. Heat the separated soy sauce to kill the fermented koji. At present, there is also a way to remove the koji by the filter. The difference of soy sauce and miso. It's different from the byproduct tamari made from miso. First, fermentation is promoted by adding the same amount of wheat as soybeans. And then mix in a large amount of salt solution to promote fermentation rather than miso. By squeezing this, we specialize in the manufacture of liquid seasonings. Cooking with soy sauce. Sashimi, sushi, tempura, soy sauce ramen, soba, kabayaki, etc. The Japanese food is an essential seasoning.
I'm not in the video. Haha, I'm violent. Miso and soy sauce made from soybeans. There are various soybeans food in Japan. There is also a food called natto, also called fermented soybeans in English. This natto is also a fermented food and a healthy food, but it has very unique characteristics, and even Japanese people like it or not. It's sticky and stringy, and it also has a unique smell. Huh? I like this food. See ya!